Whoever's trying to call me, thank you. Controller did it the other day. I had a kind individual the other day just told me. I have to turn on my my microphone. I could probably go with like a different microphone, but I have to turn this one on, and it's very frustrating. But yeah, thanks for guys for letting me know. Appreciate you. I got better ones. Yeah, I got a bunch of these things on my head right now. We got two different things going right now. All right, let's see. I was talking to you guys about some stuff on TikTok, that is, and on Facebook. Yeah, thank you, M. Ruas. Thank you. I was on YouTube and Facebook on these. Look, I got 1, 2. You guys on TikTok can't really see 1, 2 right here, and then I got 2 on the other side. So when one of them's working, I turned it on. I just didn't turn on the other one, unfortunately. That was my mistake. Let's stop this on real quick. But yeah, I can show you guys the pinout was backwards. That was the weirdest thing I've seen. So I might have to move the pin on every single one of these. But it's easy enough. I'll show you guys how to swap it around. And we get to see if we can salvage this other meter, or if I got to go in and fix the protection circuit on it. Which, I mean, it's technically my fault for being a little in a bit of a hurry, trying to go ahead and hook it up. A4, copy, we're good over there. Thank you, appreciate you. Thank you, Barry. Appreciate the phone calls. Yeah, I know, right? Here I am talking, doing stuff, and you guys can't even see what the heck's going on. All right, so let's hook up right here. Copy, you missed out on that other one, man. That was a good deal, man, for that thing. It's for that size. I saw your message right before I went live. All right, so see if we can get away with it. No, I got to do something with this one. Watch me just did it again. Did I just do it again? I just did it again. That's hilarious. Right, I don't know if it's going to do anything. I don't know if I want to test this one more time. One more. I don't know if it's doing anything or if it's done anything, but just because I've got this sitting right here, might as well. Let's run this test. See if mistakes were made. But yeah, if you guys got questions, y'all let me know. If you guys want one of these meters, they are on my website. It's dwinsrfsupply.com. Like I said, they're on the website. If you need any of them, let me know. Let me see if you wanted to order them from me directly, you're welcome to do so. I've got all my stock finally coming in. Thank God. That was a little bit of trouble with shipping, but not too bad. We did really good. Thank God. All right, so I just pulled that plug out, and where did I put it? I got juice on this one. Same way. See if we get juice on this one. We got juice on that one. Two of them lighting up. Let's pull this off just because I'm lining up all these backing nuts on here because the moment I don't put them all together, I'll have problems. But yeah, we're doing all the digital birds. We've got, how many of these to ship out? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or either, no, 14. I just shipped out one yesterday. 14 of these things that need to go. Not all of them are going today. The rest of them that don't go today will be going tomorrow. At least the ones that I can get finished. So if anybody wants any of these, just let me know. Like I said, they're on my website, stewinsrfsupply.com. The name of this page.com, literally. But thanks guys for letting me know that the audio was messed up. That was my fault. I didn't turn on the receiver. So plug this one in, make sure it turns on again. We got lights on that one. That one's good to go. Next. Pins are wrong, right? So what we got to do is we got to go in here and we'll use our pick. The pick that I'm using, I'll put that up for now. I'll get it back down. The pins that we're using, or excuse me, the pick that I'm using is literally right over here. I just used it just a minute ago. Where did I set it? Maybe right there. Yeah. So I got to get up underneath this little white tab right here. Lift that tab up just enough. And what I'm going to do is pull the pin out at the same time as I'm lifting that tab. You got to be careful not to pull too hard because there is a little resting edge for that to sit on. And if you damage that, then it won't hold the pin in place. So there's nothing to hold it in. So the way you would look at this is hot is always going to be on the left side pin when you're looking at it from the back of the movement. So hot is always going to be closest to the outside. So if you guys wanted to know, these things can be hooked up backwards. It will pop a fuse, and you have to replace that fuse. So, unfortunately, I ordered some plugs that are not the right pin out. Luckily, I have enough wherewithal to be able to figure that out and fix that, mitigate that problem. So all are turning on now. We have all three of these powered on. They're working just fine now. So we got power on all those. This unit right here is getting shipped out. This right here is also getting sent to its new owner. This is getting sent out. So, okay, let's just put a mark on this. I'm gonna put a little dot. I've got a little. I'm trying not to let you guys see all my customers' names, not to be disrespectful, but I don't want to give away people's information. All right, this one can ship. That'll be this one. So I'll set this one aside. This one will ship to its owner. Actually, I'll set it up there. Next, this one was confirmed. That's got a custom housing. Okay, this one can ship. Put a little dot on that one. So this one can go to its owner. Next, that one doesn't count. That will be tomorrow. I've got multiple movements going out tomorrow. This one, I've got its owner set up right now. This one right here, I've got its owner set up right now. So that's got these right here. So I need to go and put the covers back on this. So these two will get sent out too. Get my screws. What's my shipping? Depends on, I'm shipping these bird meters right here. So these digital birds are going to different places. I wish I wrote down the addresses. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 Hawaii's, Ohio. I got a Wyoming. I got I don't remember what else, all over. But they are going to their prospective owners. I think I got one of these digital birds that are in this housing right here. Like the custom bird housing that's not going out because I'm still waiting on another housing. Unless they just want to get an ugly housing, they could rush me if they wanted to. Yeah, I'd rather go ahead and get them something. I've also got some custom pieces ordered because I had some people that were confused about what my meters do. Every single one of my meters, none of them are pre-powered. I don't have anything set up pre-powered. I don't plan on setting up anything up pre-powered, but because I've had enough people asking about it, wanting to know about it, stuff like that, I will offer a battery-powered unit. I specifically don't do the battery-powered units because, one, shipping anything with lithium-ion batteries in it is a pain in the neck. Two, it's literally just a battery pack. You can get any battery pack from the store for $5, so it's not really worth that. And three, the charger pack is got a BMS built in, so it's a the way it's set up, it's a bit more bulky and a little bit more of a pain in the neck to set to install. Not really install, but really to find a place for. So these connectors, the way they're set up, they're way smaller, super easy to deal with. I could say they could probably use a lock washer in some applications, but all in all, they're pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with them. I don't know where that thing just went. There it went. Found it. Thing fell and tried to go into no man's land. But yeah, we're shipping this stuff. Like I said, I don't know. I'd have to look. Let me look at the addresses. For specifically the birds, not for the coax orders. I do have the coax order that I've got to get finished up. I'm waiting on some high voltage wire for that. That's going to Hawaii. This bird setup is going to Illinois. This, that bird setup is actually going to Hawaii. I forgot about that order. This one's going to Wyoming. This one's going to West Virginia. This one's going to Ohio. I got to build one for California. This one's going to Texas. That's a coax. And that is a dual line section. All right, cool. I got some more 7/8 to finish. The 218 to finish. I will be finishing that after I get these birds put together. As soon as I run out of birds, then I will be back on some RG218 here in just a little bit. Selling price of digital bird is $320. Some people could powder coat these. I actually have a customer now who just got one of these cabinets powder coated. So it's already a brushed aluminum finish. So you could literally just take that. Something weird with this hub. I got to get a new hub. These hubs are about $100 a pop. They're not quite the $400 a hub that you'd spend on like some of the nice ones for like the big Thunderbolt 5s. I don't need a Thunderbolt 5, but it just seems like that's what it's asking me to do. I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. All right, let's drag you over here. So I got the chat box back over here. West Virginia needs 3 fuses. there we go. Okay, I will send you a care package, West Virginia. That's hilarious. Okay, 1, 2. The funny thing is, the pins that I ordered the first time, they were fine. The pinout was correct. All right, we'll send you 3 fuses. All right. Oh yeah, we got another one going to West Virginia. I forgot to write that one down. So yeah, we got another one going to West. That's funny. All right, so 3 fuses going out along with another meter. So like I said, I showed you how you guys get behind these pins. Just take a little pick, a little razor blade, anything you got. Which are we on? Facebook? All right, let's zoom in real quick so Facebook can see, and I'll show you guys how to get behind these pins. Don't worry, it happened to me too. So I'm sitting there at the beginning of my live like, what the heck is going on? Looked my pen out and figured it out. All right, camera's trying to find me still. All right, we good. It found me. So we're nice and close. Is it focused? Guys, give me a thumbs up or send me a message. Or tell me, let me know if that trade me that cabinet for the Bird 43. If you want a cabinet, look, hang on. I don't really want to trade, but I will trade. I don't care. Look. There's that one. or that one. So you got, whoops, I'm zoomed in too far. You guys can't see. The TikTok guys can see, but Facebook can't. Yeah. So for the Facebook land, 1, 2, 3. 1 or 1, 2. All right. Let's see if this is focused. Like I said, give me a thumbs up. Send me a message. Okay, cool. So, right here. Let's see if I can get this thing to... You pull this little tab up, pop that booger up, just like that. And as you lift the tab, you pull the wire out. This one's done correctly. Let's just do another one that I got to redo real quick. So, go in here. Any small flathead will do this job. Grab that out. Lift the little tab up. Pull the connection out. Pull the pin out. Don't pull too hard on the pin because it'll come out super smooth if you're doing it right. If you're doing it wrong, you will damage it. So lift it up. If I can get in here. Sorry. Had to stand by for a little. There we go. Bam. Then put the pin back in, opposite way. Pin out is corrected. Da da da. So that's one fixed. I think I'm going to go ahead and spend a little bit of time swapping all these pins real quick. 1, 2, it's focused. I'll throw in some cash. It'll be easier than finding it. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really care. We'll figure something out. Just let me know. You can, whatever you want to do, you can come by and grab one. What just happened? My Bluetooth is disconnected. This thing just die? Yep. Freaking phone just reset. Your phone's ready for an update. Let me force an update on you right now in the middle of a live. Thank God I'm not live on that phone. That would have sucked. Watch TikTok go down. But there went that one. Another one down. Alrighty. So this is boring, but whatever. Sometimes boring is the most important thing. Because if you don't do this stuff, this will absolutely put you in a situation where somebody's in a bind. You might not be the one in a bind, but the last thing you want to do is, if you can help it, you don't want to put your customers in a bind. So I'm going to swap all my pins on these out so that every one I send out is going to be the right pin out. All right. So do they have 2 tiny holes in the 2 tiny holes in half tool? Yeah, sure, you can use a tool for this, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you got a pick or a decent flathead, you can do it. They make tools for everything. So yeah, absolutely, you can get in there with a different tool, and you don't have to use this tool that I'm using right here. But I'm going to try to keep the spirit of my RF supply the same way as it always is. Everything I do with everyday tools that you can get at your Home Depot or your Lowe's or wherever. If I get an expensive tool that you guys will have to buy, I will probably show you guys a cheaper tool and a different way to do it, if possible. I might show you an expensive tool a couple times, but I will absolutely show you how to do it the other way without the expensive tool. Because that's my goal. For you guys not to be so scared of doing this stuff. Get back in there, you little booger. All right, so if you guys got any questions while I'm changing these pins, feel free to ask. Anything is interesting to me. Boring would have been great yesterday. Yeah, I know, right? It's boring right now, but it would have been awesome yesterday. Oh, Lord, I bet you was wondering what the heck. What did D-Man do? Did he just sell me some bum ones or something? Did he just give me his B stock or something? Oh, Lord. Too bad I wasn't live yesterday. Doing this, at least. The funny thing is I actually plugged up one yesterday, but it was with my old stock. I just got new stock in because I ran out of these pins. And the new stock, of course, is just happens to be plugged in backwards or pinned out backwards. So I'm fixing the pin out on all of them real quick before we have a problem. Copy this. Copy this while you have me. Hey, I try to do whatever I can to help you guys out. If you guys need anything from me, message me anytime. I don't think a lot of people realize how accessible I am. It's not me being rude or nothing like that, or me being cocky or anything like that. It's just, if you need me, send me a message. I'll try to do whatever I can to help. Now, obviously, if you have any shred of decency, please try to do something like related to the RF topic. Don't be try to be sparing with what's going on. No, I don't mind small talking with a lot of people, but I couldn't do that with everybody. It's just not possible. I would run out of time in the day. Even though I don't mind it, it ain't too bad, but definitely just give me a little bit of grace and try to keep it to the RF theory. And then if you can keep it to the subject of something you're interested in getting, that would help also. I try to keep the educational videos or any sort of informative stuff, at least the deeper informative stuff, unless you're actively troubleshooting something. I try to keep that stuff to these videos because I'd rather that I don't mind one-on-one, but if I got right now, it ain't like we got a ton of people in here. We got 14, what is that? 22 plus 26 people or something like that. So we got 26 people that could learn at the same time, rather than just one person taking all that time. So the goal is to try to put as much information out there on the lives as possible, and then trying to clip as much information out of those lives because they're starting to delete my live videos. So you guys will have the information you need for the projects you're about to start on. I don't know. That's just my goal, at least. Again, I really don't mind. Just for the most part, just message me about anything that's RF related. That is, I'm gonna stick on that subject. I'll stick with. It's got to be RF related. We're an RF supply company. I don't think it's rude to tell me to tell you to keep it RF related. Replies every time. Hey man, I appreciate you for sure. All right, so we're almost done. We've got 4 of these left to do, and then we'll be back on the fun bird stuff. But rather than have any of these in my shop that's backwards and have to waste fuses, I want to make sure all of them are right. Actually, I'm going to go over something with the manufacturer. I'm going to give him an option for something to see if he wants to do something. It would require a design change, but I don't know. We'll see what he thinks about it. Three more, and then we're done with this part. Two more after this. So you guys will have seen me do this enough times that you should be able to copy the way I did it if you guys ever order your own pins. I did send I need to figure out who else I sent a link to, Chuck, on these plugs. I sent one other person them. I gotta remember who it was. But yeah, I will offer some battery kits here pretty soon. If you guys would like to convert your digital to battery, or if you would like to just order battery outright, let me know. I will have battery units available. They will cost you more money, and I'm going to have a bit better battery than what comes on these things. If you were to order a different battery unit, let's just say it that way. I like to use Samsungs, so I'll be using those. All right, so confirmed, correct, 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 good, 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 and good. 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 Reminds me of that daggum Verizon commercial. Good. Can you hear me now? Good. Got it. Cool. All are complete. Cool. All power cords are ready to go. Let's go ahead and plug them in. And let's go ahead and hook up our nuts on the back side now. So this is a digital bird. If you guys haven't seen it, I guess I'll light one of them up for you guys to look at. If you guys would like to see how the buttons and all that stuff lay out, we'll go over that here in just a minute. I might as well take a little bit of time. Anybody have any commentary, or anybody would like to know how to hook these up, or how to set your settings, or how to set your elements, feel free to ask, and we will go over that real quick. If you think it's worthwhile, we'll go ahead and do it. Chuck over there tagging some random. Or it's somebody else random, not some random in general. Alright, next. And let's do this one. Okay, now, let's go over it real quick. Let's zoom in on TikTok real quick. Let's pull this over here. Push play. I just want to see real quick what kind of camera angle you guys got. Yeah, let's zoom in for TikTok. You guys need to see a little closer than that. So I'll keep this nice and still. I don't know who these people are. I'm not trying to do that. Go away. Thank you very much. What's that? Gimbal over. Whoops, wrong gimbal. Too far. Alright, that's good. And that's good. We're in the shot on both. Now, somebody give me a... Thank you, iStepper. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I really should have did more. Unfortunately, I only got to do one little round. I didn't get to get an interview with everybody and catch everybody out there and let them say hello and stuff. But I got as many as I could, is what it is. So, first thing I like to do. This is the first setting I will change if I get one of these. I push the menu. I go down here to supply. And I change it over to direct right here. The reason I change that is because it now shows me voltage right there. Does it matter? No. Do I like it? Yes. It's just what I like. I like to see this direct supply voltage run. Let's put this Bluetooth on the charge. All right, somebody give me a slug size, a slug and line section. Tell me what type line section. Tell me what type of slug. Tell me to set one real quick, and I will set it for you, and I'll show you guys how to do it real quick. So name off a couple different sizes, and that would give me something to do. I'll show you how quickly it can be done. So give me a type of line section, and then give me the slug size. Frequency doesn't matter. All right, 25 kW. First slug we're setting, so we got 25 kW. Let's see if I can catch it before more people give me some other measurements. We go down to rating. We change it up to 25. We move up to 25 kW. We change our UA type to 30 UA. I assume it's going to be for a regular line section. and we click use. Now I can go back on this and I can go over to the save setting. Try to do the save every time. I'm going to discuss a firmware update, and we may that might happen here pretty soon. Now it's 30 microamperes, 25 kW. So if you have one of these line sections sitting over somewhere, I don't know where, whatever, a dual line section, it'll look like this one, but it won't be so fancy. There'll be a dual line section like that with a 25 kW slug. Next, we'll go ahead and set the next element. Let's go to element number 7, and we were going to modify that one. We want a 5-watt element, right? So we change the rating. We move the scale up to 5 for a number starting with 5. So then we change it to 5 watts. We select that. We already know we're using a 7/8 line section for a 5-watt slug because they don't make one for an 1 5/8 line section. So we'll select 30 microamperes. And then we don't have to use it, but that's it. We can go into the D embed and we can save it there, but don't worry about that. So instead of saving it, I'm going to go off of that, and I'm going to wait for somebody else. Anybody else got another size? Give me a couple more size elements, please. You can say whatever random size. 5,000. Okay, Mad Hatter said 5,000. Let's go right here. We'll go to, we'll go up here to element number 6. We'll select it. We'll change the rating. We're going to go over to 5,000. So we go to change our scale to 5 right here. And we go to 5 kW. And we'll call that a 30 microampere. And we'll get off of that. It's already set now. So we got 5 kW, 5 watt, 25 kW. But I did 2 of those without saving, and I did 1 of those with saving. And watch what happens. I'm going to turn the meter off, turn the meter back on, and I'm going to go into the element section, and look, I've only got 1 on the bottom saved. So now we'll change our rating up. We'll go to 5. And I'll set this for 5 watt. That's already natural. It's already originally at 30 microamperes, so I don't have to modify that unless you guys will give me a hard one like a 3 1/8 or an 1 5/8 element. So now we'll go 5 kW right there. Now I've set 2 of them so far and still didn't save it. So I push menu and I go down over here to save. So before you turn the meter off, just push save and it'll say config saved. Now, if you want to go quickly, we have a 25 kW element set, and that's an element position number 8. I push the enter button and I push up and it goes up, it cycles up through them. I push down and it cycles down through them. So that's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we've only set 7, 6, and 5. So we got 8 is 25 kW, 7 is 5 watts, and 6 is 5 kW. So all I'm doing is pushing and holding the enter button while pushing up and down. Now, if you want to cycle through the modes of operation, we're on average right now. We push up, we got PEP, we got max, we got minimum, we got deviation, and we got instant right there. We go back to average when we push it up again. All right, any other statements? We have a 5,000. We had a request for 5,000. What's the wattage range and frequency range? Let's show you real quick. Frequency range is going to be from, I would say, probably 250 kilohertz all the way up to about 5 gigahertz. Power range, as far as capabilities, let's test it real quick, right? So we'll select a random element. We will go to rating. We will put that on 1, and we're going to go all the way down to the lowest setting possible. That's 10 milliwatts. So we have the ability to use as little as 10 milliwatts right here as a max scale. If we want to set up another element, some other random element, doesn't matter what it is, we want to see what the maximum size it can possibly run is. This is the meter's capabilities, not your slugs, not your line section, not your other equipment. So we can go up to the highest scale possible, which is 9.5. We select that scale. We got 9.5 kW, 95 kW, 950 kW. So we have the ability to go up to, if we had an element that was made, to read up to 950,000 watts. That's an average or in peak. It has a 2 times and a 4 times multiplier. The way it's set up, it's currently set up in 2 times, so it's able to read, 1900 kW right now, so 1.9 megawatts. And you can also double that again and get yourself up even higher. So if you was to get the full wattage capability, the highest wattage this meter can possibly read is going to be, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 minus 200. So 3.8 megawatts is as much as this meter can possibly read. As little as it can read as is like 1 milliwatt or something like that, or 1/10 of a milliwatt. So that would be the range that this meter is capable of. Now, functionally able, the biggest slug I've ever seen. Let's go ahead and set that element, change it right here. We'll change our rating down to 2.5. The biggest slug I've ever had witness to actually existing is a 250 kW slug. That slug was 100 microampere, so we can set it out real quick. So it was 100 microampere, and it was a 250 kW slug. It was on a 6 1/8 inch line section, about that big around. It was actually significantly larger than this 3 1/8 inch line section right here. If you guys can see it. This one right here, this behemoth. For you guys to see. But I've got some more 3 1/8 I can show you guys later, but this is not the time. I got more stuff to get done. So, okay. Get back here. Thank you, buddy. Copy, that's what you need, 950 kW. All right, we have another 50 kW, so let's go ahead and set that element real quick. Let's move the 10 milliwatt up to 50 kW. So we'll change our rating up to the 5 right here on scale. We'll set 5. We'll push up until we get into 50 kW. So the biggest, they don't make a 50 kW in a 30 microampere, so we'll move it up to 100 microampere, and we'll click use. Now, if we wanted to not lose everything as soon as we flip the power button, we want to push save, and we want to save it. So there you go. So now we have element number 6 is 5 kW. Excuse me. 1 is 100 watt. Excuse me. 1's 100 watt, 2's 100 watt, 3's 100 watt, 4 is 250 kW, 5 is 50 kW, 6 is 5 kW, 7 is 5 watts, 8 is 25 kW. So the 25 kW is for a small line section right here. The 5 watt is for a small line section. 5 kW small line section. 50 kW is for the big line section, a larger line section. And then the 250 kW is for a much larger line section, about this big around. So the cool thing about this meter is it's capable of being used on all. Send 4 of you. Okay, we will send another one. So we were prepared. There you go. Now we got 4. 4 will be on the way, so you have 4. So we will have all 4 of these going to you, and then have a movement too. All right, so any questions while I'm here, you guys feel free to ask. Thank you, Mad Hatter. Appreciate you, man. Copy, Puff, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the heart. What's the wattage range, frequency range? Oh, I see you over there on TikTok. Thanks for the follow, Big Ben. Sorry for not explaining. Nice. I'm seeing all your messages on TikTok now. I've moved my screens. I changed monitors. So it's throwing me off. I'm trying to see everybody's messages. I don't really like where my TikTok's at. I think I'm gonna move it back over there. I can see YouTube and Facebook pretty good. Let me move you up here. Let's see if it looks better up here. I'm gonna block all my cameras, but that'll be fine for me. I don't really care that much. So let's do this right here. Let's drag this over here. Yeah, that's a lot better. I can see what's going on now. All right, cool. So I got all 3 of the chat boxes up side by side, and then I got another chat box over here. All right, cool. That's done. That's done. And that's done. So we got 3 that's completed. We have 1 going to West Virginia, and then what we'll do so I don't lose them is I'm going to tape these baggies to it, so that actually I'm going to zip tie them to it. You can cut a zip tie, so that should be fine. So where's my zip tie at? Got a pile of them over here. Let's grab them real quick. let's get zip tie. Let's put it in a bigger baggie. Let's do that. I've got the tools to do so. Let's do it. It's not my favorite. I got a bigger Ziploc bag. It's nicer than this, but this will be all right. There we go. All baggies in one baggie. And now we're going to zip tie these baggies to this wire so that we don't lose it. Da-da-da-da. So that's done and ready to go. So that's one order complete. That's an order I can knock off the list. I'll see that one over there. I already put 2 over there. That covers those 2 that I dotted off. So I've got digital over there, marked off. A movement over there is marked off. Another movement is marked off. Another movement. Okay, let's get this one. This one's got to go to Louisiana. So let's already powered it up. So another movement, let's mark that off. So Louisiana will get marked off. I need to write down on a pen right there. I'll make sure, actually, I'll double check my list. Do they measure reflect just fine? Yes. They also have another setting in the reflect menu. Well, let me show you real quick what this is. So we can go into the menu right here. We can push this button right here. We can go down to this interlock section right here, and we can set to disable, right? So we can disable. We can set a threshold to say 1 watt threshold. Trigger value. Excuse me, let me change that. Incrementation, say 10 watts. So now, set it for disable. So now anything over 10 watts that comes back on the reflected side of this reading right here. So we put it in the reflect slug position. Anything over 10 watts, it will take this interlock position right here. You're going to have 2 of these right here inside of the side of a housing or whatever. I might do one of these just so you guys will see it. It'll be pretty cool. So you're going to have 2 hookups inside of the housing. Now this is designed for wires to hang off the side, but you'll have 2 plugs. Plug in one plug, and then you'll have wire. They'll go here and here, and the others will just go to ground, to a common ground circuit. And what that does is will disable these center pins from making contact. So it will lock you out of, say, down here. Oh, let me get it. Whoops. See right now, you hear it make noise. I have a foot pedal right now that is engaging something. So I can set that up to, if it's ever too high, to disable that. So it is a pretty cool setup. Very, very, very neat meters. Absolutely recommend them for the reflect position. Of course, you want to run your reflect in average. Of course, you could check your reflect in peak if you wanted to, but you don't want to check your reflect in average. But yeah, absolutely cool. All right, so we wrote that down, so I need to write that one down. That's dotted out. So we've got several that's going tomorrow. We're not doing those today. That one's already marked off. I need to put a dot on that one. That one's already dotted. So now we need to get, we have 2 analog. Yeah, so we have a 2 meter movement right here, and we have 2 meters to go with that one. Let's just set it right there for now. Now we have another one. Where is it at? Dual. All right. This one right here is going to be done tomorrow, or going to be starting to set up tomorrow. This one's going to be a dual. I can't really show you. Let me zoom out real quick. Whew, freaking me out. Can't be having my stuff fall over. So let's zoom out on TikTok real quick too. Yeah, very nice safety net. Love it. Love these meters for what they're capable of. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. That'll be fine. All right. This one's going to be a dual digital right here. This one right here is going to be a dual analog one right there. This one's getting a peak kit put in it. This one's already getting a peak because the digitals have peak already. Now, what else? I've got another dual bird. Let me go ahead and get another dual one out real quick. So I've got 3 duals to do. No triples, surprisingly, but just duals. So this one is another dual. That'll be a third dual to do. And that third dual is going to be 1 digital and 1 analog. So we will just set it over here for reference. And then we need 1 analog over there for reference. So overall, picture this over here being 2 digitals. I've got 5 more digitals. This is the West Virginia one. This one's going to West Virginia. I've got 1, 2, 3 other movements, 1 other case. And then I've got 1 more regular bird 43 bird that's going to be going out to its new owner. But I'm still waiting on the housing for that one. So yeah, it is fun. I guess I'll show you guys, since this is 1 digital, 1 analog, I will show you guys how this goes together. It's not rocket science, but still pretty cool. Now, I was notified of something pretty neat. There's a metric screw that kind of fits these things pretty good. I've been using the 632 that these cabinets run, and also the 632 that Bird typically runs. But somebody was successful in reusing a smaller screw that you could probably use if you wanted to. I probably won't be using it because everything I got set up for Bird. Let me dim this booger out. What do I do? Go the other way? Yeah, like that. So it won't be so over. I don't know about cameras. I think it's overexposure or something. But yeah, these are scuffed up. You can paint them whatever you like. You can throw a vinyl wrap on them. You can do all kinds of stuff. Whatever you want to do to make them look pretty. But they are currently set up in a brushed aluminum configuration. It will be very easy to modify. You can also, if you really wanted to get fancy, you could get fancy and scuff this booger down and shine that up where it's shiny chrome. You might be cussing somebody later once the perfect little ray of light hits you back in the eyeballs. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty cool. You can also, if you guys didn't know, these bird housings are actually aluminum. So if you get a really dirty bird housing, you can scuff all the paint off and you can actually do like a brushed aluminum finish on them, or you could do a shiny finish on them, polish them up. So fun fact for anybody who's got a really tore up looking bird meter and you want to make it look unique. That's a pretty unique setup. All right. If you guys, like I said, have any questions, y'all feel free to ask. We will continue to assemble these, and I'll show you how it sets up. So, typically when you have a meter that's going to be reading your main output, it's going to be a little bit counterintuitive according to what you would think of normally. If you look up, this is Bird's layout. Let's show you this way. Let's move the camera up real quick. Uh-oh, I got a puzzle. My puzzle almost hit me and got me. Got to do another puzzle. I'm going to have to start giving prizes to people who tell me I got to do my puzzle on TikTok. Because that thing kicks me out of my lives all the daggum time. So, if you look right here, this says RFL, this says FWD. That's forward and that's reflect. So, the reflect's going to be on the right, forward's going to be on the left. So, if we follow this on up and we go up to these next ones, I've got several of them still packed away right now. But if you look right here, this says reflected kilowatts. That says incident kilowatts. So this is your forward, this is your reflect. So on and so forth, forward, reflect. So the left meter is always going to be your forward. The right meter is always going to be your reflect. Me personally, years ago, I would have told you the opposite. I would have told you something different. I would have said something about the one would be forward, would be the one on the right. But not according to Bird. So I am going to stick with their design because that's just, that should be intuitive for everybody now that they know that Bird's layout. If you're familiar with the Bird ecosystem, then you'll be familiar with that. Alrighty. No problem. Appreciate you, Mad Hatter. Catch you later, man. You have a good one. Thanks for hanging out, man. Alrighty then. So now we're going to try to hold these things still. Let's jump up here and grab my screws. They're all going to be up here. I wonder if I made a mistake. I think I had made a mistake, but we'll just have to deal with it as we go. I'm going to have to get some more 632 hardware because I've got my short hardware, but I have not reordered my long hardware. I think I found it the other day, actually. It ain't the right one. It's not the original, that is. But I've got some. I think in this one of these. Nope. It's all coarse thread. Nope, that's coarse thread also. Not there. Oh, that's bad. Ooh, that was almost pretty bad. Not extremely awful. It was just my brass. All my brass screws was trying to fall out. Nope. I thought I had some. I guess not. It don't matter. So the way I do this is I have a fancy handy dandy tool that I use. And all it is your nice little cutters right here. Let's bump this down and zoom in. I think you guys deserve a little bit better view than that. I was showing you guys what was going on, but I think we could zoom in now that we're doing a job now, instead of just looking around. I think we should do the same on TikTok. What do you guys think? Bump it down a little bit. Zoom in just a little bit more. That should be good. Yeah, the little dual line section is alright, but it is very digital. So this only works for very specific applications. Has a fancy plug on it, the way it's set up. So yeah, it only works for this big fancy digital meter that I got up here. So might not be useful for most guys. So go right here. And I gotta remember tonight to go ahead and hurry up and order some more 632 screws. If anybody's wondering, 632 is the size. That is what you're gonna need. It's not a requirement. You can do. There's a metric thread you can use. I forgot what it is. I think it's M. I don't remember. I don't want to tell you the wrong one. Hello, Szechuan. Waving a hand. Hope you're doing well, man. All right. Puff, man, I appreciate you, man. I did see that earlier, but thank you. If you guys are liking the video, feel free to tap the screen or push like. I do appreciate it. It helps on TikTok, that is. Sometimes TikTok just dies out, and to be honest, it's kind of weird. It's almost like I need to let the video die, and then I start it back up. I have like one video, it'll have like 5 people in there, and then I think I lost and didn't do my puzzle right? and then made the live immediately right afterward. Didn't change nothing. Just made another video immediately afterward. And I had like 80 or 90 people in that whole night until for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So that was interesting. Thank you, 454. I appreciate you, man. I wish I could say it on, I don't get my notifications like I used to on who follows me and stuff on YouTube and Facebook land. If I could see that again, I could tell you guys thank you too. But unfortunately, it doesn't warn me no more. Or it doesn't, not like warn me, it just doesn't tell me anymore. I don't get no notifications like that. Alright, so it is what it is. Today's what, Thursday? Thursdays are whatever. Sometimes they're good. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to test the theory here in a minute. If a lot of people clear out of TikTok, we'll see. Well, I guess we have had a pretty decent amount of people clear out, so I'll see how it goes. Do one section. Yeah, any questions, guys? Y'all guys feel free to ask. It does not hurt my feelings at all to try to answer them for you guys. I'd rather you guys ask them now than ask them later whenever there's a problem. So we try to do some preventative maintenance here if we can. So a little bit of cleanup right here. It's in pretty good shape. No problems. Now, the only reason I'm taking a little bit more focus on this is because of how this is going in. I can't have it stripping out the threads on this before it even starts the threads. So can't be letting that happen. So that's why we're taking a little bit more time. Next, it's hard to hold stainless steel, so you got to be careful. You line it up. All right, it's all the way through. Now, because this is a match, you guys might be irritated with me. Some guys don't like it when I do this, but I'm going to do this because I think it's going to look ugly if I do it the other way. I'll show you both methods. I can do this right here, which is not what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is this. Now, this may be my personal preference, but this is the way I'm going to do it for this meter and this setup right here. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 screws, cut them boogers short. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 of these 2. Also, I got all kinds of weird, obscure stuff, like feet for a bird. I've got those too. The replacement pop-on feet. Okay, let's line this up. Love your LP700, but limited in power handling. Yeah, the 700 is great. It's good for a lot of stuff, but definitely frustrating whenever it comes to getting any coupler that really goes over 10 kW. Your 25 kW coupler is just, I don't know. It's not where it's at. It's not my favorite. I don't. Even when he does make it, it's just, I don't know. He could do different stuff. He really doesn't cater to the broadcast community. Let's just say it that way. It's definitely amateur community focus for sure. All right. I know a bunch of you guys over there on YouTube land. I don't know what you guys are doing, but thank you for all of you hanging out. I appreciate y'all. If you guys got any questions while I'm doing this work, feel free to ask. All I'm doing is we're going to go ahead and cut some more threads and mount these meters up. So let you guys see what happens. Chuck, let's check out this theory real quick, Chuck. I'm going to kill the live and just hop back in on it in just a second. It might lose my photo and stuff, but I'm just very curious. Right now we got 3, right? Strange but honest. Hop back in the live here in just a second. I'm going to end it and pop it back on. We got 4 of you guys, but thank you guys for hanging out. But I'll be right back. I want to try this out. All right, so
are you scrolling?
We're not scrolling. We're starting another live. I just want to see how this works. So let's go back over here on this screen. So click home. Click my profile, click the live, drag that screen over right there. Now we'll see what happens. I'm just very curious. Sometimes it's just weird. I want to see if nothing happens of it, I'll just think it's a fluke and just deal with it from there. But I'm pretty sure, without knowing for sure, I'm pretty sure that there is a time limit on my stuff. So we'll see in just a second. We'll let everybody hop in and see what's going on. Now, if it just goes right back down, then so be it. It's just the wrong time of day. But I'm kind of running some metrics while I'm trying this just to see what happens. So let's get these things cut and let's put this housing on through. You guys on YouTube land and Facebook land, let me know if the video is blurry. I know TikTok has a better autofocus because it's just a phone camera. I have to tap the focus on. I think that's not focused in. I can't tell. That's the only thing I hate. I need to do this on like a full-size computer, but I just really, really, really don't like changing up stuff on my streaming setup. Whenever I'm doing the lives, there's a very specific computer I use, very specific camera I use, and everything's just easy. And then if I want to go do a fancy live, whenever I'm going to one of these events, I take this entire assembly with me, just the way it is. And I had been thinking, actually it really doesn't matter now that I think of it. I'd been thinking that it was I was changing computers, and that was what was causing my lives to get messed up, because whenever I changed to another computer, it would kick me off of the RTMP protocol on TikTok. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let's get this booger on here. Let's tighten this up. We gotta. Ooh, that ain't gonna work. I'll get my fingers if I don't watch it. Where's my snap-on? Handy dandy Nipex pliers. If you guys don't own any of these, buy some Nipex. These are little 5-inch ones. They are absolutely wonderful. They do a great job and hold on to a lot of stuff. There's some guys that are diehard like channel lock guys that have the little bitty channel lock, and they are trash in comparison to these. These are so much better. because the head, it's got so much more of a gripping force on these. It's just so much better. All right, we cleared all those threads. So now what we're going to do is pop this meter housing in. I've got to do some updates to another meter that I've got. I've got another triple meter bird setup. It's 2 digital, 1 single. I will be doing an update to the digital birds on that one. So I don't know if I'll do that on a live video or not, but I will be updating those and shipping those out too. That's a whole nother set of birds that's got to go out. Those are going to Illinois. Yeah, see, so it's going to pronounce Knipex. Yeah, Knipex. Why does everybody say? I've heard Knipex a bunch of times, but is it actually pronounced Knipex? I would be very curious on that one. I'd like to speak to somebody from Germany here. So, I thought something was funny. I had a video years ago that said, ambulance, and it said French ambulance, British, I don't know, British accent, ambulance or whatever, and then Italian ambulance or whatever, and then it says German Krankenwagen. It's like, what in the world? Everything German's so aggressive. So I could imagine it'd be a K in there. Convicts. Alright, so just thinking about German in general with the K's. It would make sense, you're right, probably. I'm not much of, what is it, etymology, the study of languages. My etymology is not so good. All right, reflect meters in place, output meters in place. From here, I've got to build some sample line, but it will look kind of like this. We'll put a screw in it real quick so you guys can see. Give you guys a little visual. Good evening, waving a hand, Tony. Hope you're doing well, man. We're working on one of the bird meter housings. So this is how it should look, somewhere similar to this. It'll probably be angled a little bit more forward than what this one is right here. No, about like that. Should be like that. Should set up like that. If you want to set it on the desk, you can set it there. You want to set it up higher, you can set it up higher, so on and so forth. But it's not. You don't have to be in the shade like that. You just gotta set it up. And then if you want to power it up with it in the shade, that'd be kind of curious. Da-da-da-da. That's how she looks. Line her up so you guys can see. We had a couple. I don't know if I set. No, I didn't set any of these. I showed you guys how to set them though. But yeah. Oh yeah. Also, go into there. Go to click supply, and I would recommend to change this supply right here to direct. Simply so it can tell you the voltage right here. Save and save the config. Because that little battery indicator is just annoying. I like the supply. I like to see supply voltage. Now, if you're hooking up with a battery, though, that you might want to say if you're going to supply and you want to say a lithium, you want to set up a lithium because you want to do the charging profile. But if you're doing any of these hookups that I'm doing, that I'm offering and setting up with the USB-Cs, always just set it on supply. It's just simpler. It's nice. How much is one of those meters with the old school meter shows that key and the other one shows full swing in your modulation? I might not be saying it right. I had surgery and have Hey, no problem. I hope you hopefully everything's going well with the recovery. So if you wanted one to read output, another one to read output, you'd put a dual line section in line. You would read average with this one. You could read peak with this one. This would read average only. If you wanted to flip this around and put it in reflect, you could read reflect with that one and read output and your peak and your average output with this one right here. So yeah, if you was to get one of these, this meter is $320. This meter is $160. This housing is $50. Sample line to run out the back is $60 a piece, depending on which sample line you run. Up to 10 foot of the nicer sample line is $60. Up to 20 foot of the cheaper looking sample line is the same $60. And then whatever line section you already own, or if you need one. Yeah. Yes, I will have to trim the bottom housing of the plate. So if you look right here, I've got one that I've trimmed, but if you look right here, the way it's set up, you will absolutely have to trim it. I've done it a few times. But when you line it up and you got to set it up on the bottom right here, whatever. I'm trying to show you real quick. See, it is this far away from making it, so you have to cut in right there below it. So you can use a bunch of different tools. What I've done on a few occasions is just done something like this. And flip her backwards. This is a quick and dirty way because it works pretty darn easy. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I forgot I'm zoomed in. But all I'm doing is holding the meter straight and just bending the tab back and forth. Ta-da! Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can clean that up with any sort of grinder, cutting wheel, whatever. So I get my cutting wheel. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Could I have done the whole meter like this? Yes, I could have did the whole meter without bending or moving anything, but that would have been a lot more metal shavings. So, see if it's lined up now. Maybe I need to bend some more, maybe I don't. I don't know, we'll see. I do not. That is all I need. Set up right there. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out the back with this digital right here. I'm going to drill a hole right here in the top corner, and that's where this hole is going to be. Then I've got to run 2 sample lines. I'll have to build those, but I'm going to go ahead and set these up. Today's going to be a bit of a bird day, so we'll see how this goes. I already got that tightened, so I need to do this. So I've got a caliper right here. So if anybody is wondering what measurement, it's not going to be in there. It's going to be sitting right here on my bench. I know I got a bunch of you guys hanging out on YouTube land. I don't know what it is about YouTube, but YouTube is just, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you guys need anything, feel free to message me anytime. If you guys got any questions, please pop questions out there. There's a bunch of you guys just hanging out. So the questions are appreciated. Where did my mouse go? Okay, disappeared for a second there. So let's go there. Cool. So your best measurement on this, if you guys to look, so it's going to be 23/64 or 3/8. You can go up as far as size to 7/16, but the issue with 7/16 is it's very, very close to the very end of the edge. So physical size, what I normally do on this one, 3/8 is close, but it's really 25/64. It's 7/16 is you can definitely work with it for sure. It's just going to have a little bit of slop in there and move. All right, so where is my step bit? I think it's sitting right here. That is not it. I wonder if this is the 25/64 that I had. That is the 25/64. I just so happened to. Where's my daggum camera at? Right there. Cool. I couldn't figure out where my camera was. Uh-oh, gotta move that crap. All right. There's my 3/8. I could use that. But I'm going to use 25/64. It's a 1/64 of an inch larger. It gives me as much room to work with. Now, who's got a 25/64? Yeah, whatever. So, don't dog me for that one. Hey, thanks for sharing the live. Thank you, Simbada. Do you have to trim the bottom plate? Yeah, I already said that. Alright, so top left, something right here. Should be fine. Something like that, I think. Ta-da! Then what I need to do is get all these shavings off my lap real quick. That's the first thing I want to do. Next thing I want to do is find a little red tool sitting on my bench. Right here. You can get this thing at Home Depot, made by Milwaukee. They make a few other ones that make it. It's just a simple deburring tool. You'll just go in there and just deburr around the edges. And all it does is clean it up. You could use a larger drill bit, like a step bit or whatever, to deburr. Or use plenty of other things to deburr with. Much larger drill bits usually work pretty well to clean off the edges too. They make deburring bits, all kinds of different stuff. But I like that little tool. Unplug this plug. Take this nut off the back side. Thank you, 454. Waving a hand, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, it's kind of off and on. Saw them on a show. They pronounce the K. Hey, K-Flow. Sorry about that. I see your statement there. Who won the AMP giveaway? It was a cash payout and Maytag won. Gary, sorry about that. I didn't respond to your comments. It doesn't tell me how long ago people messaged right there. So I am not looking properly at your guys' messages. Well, that's what I had to do. Forgot. I may very well regret that. That might be a pretty bad mistake that I just did. But whatever. I did it. So I'll have to own it in just a second if it's a problem. So 25/64 is just a little bit small. You want to bump up to the next size up. So from 25/64. 25. I thought I'd measure 25/64 as being a little bit too much. So 13/32 would do fine. 13/32 would do fine on this. 7/16 will also work. I've done it before too. But 7/16, in my opinion, this thing is bad about spinning because of the fact that it's just a plastic with a metal backing nut. So it is. I really, 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 really like to do whatever I can to utilize any property I can to make this thing tight. So all we're doing is just tightening this backing nut right here and locking this thing in place. So this is the digital bird setup right here. This shows you how to put one of these together. If you guys want to order one, I'll sell you the individual parts. It does not hurt my feelings at all. You'll save yourself about $100, maybe $80 really. It just depends on how long it takes me. But yeah, if you guys choose to get these, you can save a little bit of money in labor putting them together yourself. And also you can, if you buy just the movements, you can kind of make it your own. You don't have to buy these housings. You can buy a different housing. You can use the original bird housing. You can use all kinds of stuff. Very, very versatile in options. Whatever you want to do. All right, it's set up and ready. This plug will go back over here. Plug that bugger in right there. That plug lines up back there. We'll plug it in just like that, and that's how she sets up. As soon as you disconnect power, though, it does not stay on. This is not a battery-powered unit. This is a USB-powered unit. It'll work off a battery pack, but it will not work off battery power. So you could use a battery pack like this, as long as it's got the USB-A ideally on it. It works on some USB-Cs, that's on both sides, but mostly USB-A on one side and USB-C on the other. So for reference, so you guys get an eyeball on this, it would be USB-A right here to USB-C right here. So same thing it charges your cell phone, but the simpler, older looking plug on the other side, like your old computer plug. All right, so this is powered on. This is ready to go. So all I got to do, I'm going to put some screws in this just so this can be ready to go. Ready to go. I've got to put some more stuff together for it, but that'll be a little bit. I'll have to build some sample line. But I like to have it at least assembled and put together. I want to try to get as much stuff accomplished as possible today. I got several meters that's going out, several more meters that's going out tomorrow. Several housings that's getting put together today. Lots of sample line to build, but that's how she looks. And then power it on one more time. But I'll leave that sitting over there. You guys will see it as you go. We will put two man, I made a mistake. Not a big mistake, but I did make a mistake. So my plan was to use this right here, this movement, on this meter right here. Simply because on this meter right here, it's pushed in the background. So whenever I pull this squishy off, it's almost impossible to get all the shiny looking double-sided tape stuff off of here. So we'll pull some of it off, let you guys see it. Maybe it's not impossible. This might be pretty easy. So peel it all the way off. I've had some of these that are old, and oh my gosh, they're a nightmare. This is an original Bird 43. Little, I don't know what you'd call it. Foam retention or whatever. It's coming off clean. I just lied. All right, let me stay in the camera shot. I can't be what do you call it? The ASMR guys wanting one clean pool. Let's do it. Questions while I'm working, guys. Waving a hand from Germany. Hello, Tom. Hope you're doing well. We're working on some digital meters over here. You can see we have analog and digital right there. We have both to work with. So hope you're doing well. We're looking for one solid pull. You guys think we'll get to do it? Maybe. We already failed one time. I'm going to try not to reposition my grip or nothing. See if I can get away with it. Success! So it took 2 pulls, but it worked. Nice. I'm very, very happy with those results. So that is a perfectly clean used bird meter movement, and that'll work just fine. We have a little bit of residual glue in certain spots, especially up here where I made that failure. But I'll see if I can. Yeah, it worked. It came off. There we go. One, two. So both these movements are working. You can see the movement moving. Nothing's on the back side. This is a newer model, later model Simpson movement. And this is an older model Simpson movement. You can see the Simpson engraved in on that one. This one, up underneath this tag, if you push really hard, you can see the indentation of Simpson right there. So it is still got the original Simpson movement. It just has the tag on it. I'm very curious if this is the 7th month of 2002 and this is the 5th month of 2008. I'm not 100% sure on that. I would be very curious. Thank you, 73 right back, Mr. Camouflage out of North Carolina, waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. Frequency and power ranges. Take a look real quick. Frequency and power range. So we are basically 100 kilohertz to about 5 gigahertz, if not higher. So as far as power range, we can set our element right here. We can go to element. Let's just set an element. Let's go to rating. We'll put it on the 1. We can go down all the way from 100 kilowatts right there all the way to 10 milliwatts right there. So we want to use the 10 milliwatts. Then we want to go up here and we want to see the highest possible reading this meter is capable of reading. Not saying there's an element that's capable of that there's an element that could be custom built to make this, but not saying this exists. So it is capable of reading 950,000 watts average, or 10 milliwatts average. It can also read that in peak, so PEP. And this will read in 2-time scale, or we can go over here to measurement. We can change our range to 4-time scale. So this will read 4 times 950,000 watts. So it can read, what is that, 3.8 megawatts is what it's capable of reading on the high end of the scale. And probably 1/10 of a milliwatt is on the low end of the scale is what it could read. So it can read 3 digits down on, 3 digits down on the milliwatt scale. So 10 milliwatts is over here, and it could read 1,000th of a milliwatt. So definitely capable of reading some very small and very large numbers. Now, it is required to be used with the bird system. So if you have a bird system right here, you have an element that you have to put into your bird right here. They make, I think, I don't know what the smallest bird element is, but you can get a small bird element. I think they make a 250 milliwatt bird element you can buy. And then they also make up to, in the regular bird 43 like this, they'll make up to the 10,000 watts slug in the bird reading meter. They make up to a 25,000 watt in a coaxial dynamics. Then if you up your line section to a larger line section, the highest I've ever seen that ever has existed that I know about is a 250,000 watt slug that is made for the 6th and an 1/8 inch line section. So the line section is about this big around. It's pretty large. And that is 250 kW at 2 to 30 megahertz. So pretty cool. Good thing for like one of those shortwave transmitters or something like that. All right. But yeah, that is the capabilities. As far as, like I said, it can be used. It's just limited by the element that you choose. It's off the Bird platform, so it'll work off of the same system that a Bird 43 will read off of. So that one's set up. That one's all done. Let's go ahead and do another one because I've got to get it done anyway. They ordered it, so I've got to do it. So let's pull this one out. All right, now we will go to, let's get this done. Now I've got to build some sample line for this in order for it to hook up to the line section, but as of right now, it's not hooked up. What are you doing there, buddy? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Let's loosen this up. 1, 2, 3. That works fine. Okay, cool. So. All right, I'll put back together. Let's take this one apart. Work on the next one. So the cool thing about the Bird platform is it's based off of the broadcast platform, the shortwave platform, the telecom platform, the amateur radio community platform, the CB community platform. It'll work for any platform you want to use it on. It is my kind of watt meter because it works for any frequency. A lot of guys get wrapped up on what frequency that something's capable of as far as stuff goes. And there are definitely meters with lots of limitations, but that's the cool thing about the Bird platform. It doesn't have limitations. If you want a wider frequency set, you just change the element, and then it will read something different. I guess I can show you guys some examples since I have some real quick. Let me grab them down real quick. So if you wanted to read 250 watts, let's see if I can get this to focus. 250 watts at 2 to 30 megahertz right here. So 2 to 30 megahertz right there. See if I can get that thing to focus. 250 watts. You can get that element. Or if you wanted to read 5 watts at 25 to 60 megahertz, you could get that element right there. Or if you wanted to read something odd and you wanted a little bit more range to work with, let's see if I can find a different one. I've got a bad one over here somewhere, don't I? There you go. Or if you wanted to read 50 watts at 100 to 250 megahertz, All you got to do is change your element, and it will work. Let's get this thing to focus back in real quick on the camera. There we go. So all depends on you. If anybody's... All right. Let's get these put in here real quick. So I'm going to do these differently. I did the other one on the inside because one of them was on the inside. But I've had several of you guys say that you like these things put on the outside. So I'm going to do it that way on these. Not for any other reason other than I can. I am capable of doing such things. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So I'm going to put all these on just like this. So the way I do this is these screws are entirely too long, so I just cut them down. So the way I cut them down is I put the nut already on them, so I don't have to worry about it. And that's how it sets up. So you guys on YouTube are all cool. Thank you, thank you. If you guys got questions, ask me anything you want to know. Same thing for TikTok or Facebook, guys. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. They are bird equipment. I've got to unload a whole trailer full of inventory, and I got to get that daggone thing done at some point. From the swap meet, I still hadn't unloaded my trailer. So, one more, one left. This one right, yeah. Let's get a drill. Handy dandy fancy drill. Next. Two more to do. So I'll get the next two, and then we'll be done with this one. All right, next is this one, last one. So if you guys on YouTube or anywhere else wants to let me know where you're out of, if you got a handle, or if you want to just kind of tell me what the weather's like in your area, I'd be kind of curious. I know we had a hurricane coming through south of us. It's not the best weather down here, but it's not too bad. It's been in the 60s and the 70s here lately. I think it was 60. What is it right now? Today's weather is currently. Oops, my phone. Forgot my phone was resetting. Let's get my Knipex with a K, apparently. Today's weather, it is 49 degrees right now, and it's a high of 60 degrees today. All right. All right. Line these screws up. That's about all there is to it. Whoops. That's a spider. Sorry, buddy. You had to go. It was me or the spider. And I picked me. That is pretty annoying. Whatever. Let's do the rest of them. These screws are not the most not the most interesting aspect about a bird setup, but it's got to be done. Stainless is a little annoying to work with if you guys haven't worked with it before, because it's non-magnetic. So you can have a magnetic tip, magnetic bit, and it still is not going to line up, or not going to hold on onto it. That is, excuse me. So rather than dig, we're not going to play this game because I'm not. Nope. We're not going to dig. We're just going to put this in place. Again, same thing with bird. You just got to line it up. It's kind of a difficult angle with some of these, so you got to be careful. But let's line it up like this. A little bit better angle right there. Much better. Much better. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask. It doesn't hurt my feelings. We can talk about bird, RF theory. We can talk about watt meters. We can talk about the digital ones. If you guys are curious and have questions, feel free to ask. All right, that's about to fall off. Ta-da! Ta-da-da! So, cover on top. Oh, excuse me. So now, I'll put one screw in right here. I'm pretty confident this customer got a peak. So if this customer did get a peak, we're going to go grab a peak kit, put this thing in here. So if that's the case, we'll take a look. So we got dual digitals right here, right? No, dual analogs right here. Dual analog with peak. Okay, cool. So we'll get some peaks right here. So I have my invoices right here. I'll need a longer one. It's going to be this. No, not this one. That's not longer. Two shorters right there. There's one longer. Let's take a look. This is going to be 182. No. It's not the one I'm looking for. Oh, Lord. 006. Nope. And this one's going to be 187. Short one, we don't need that one. So we're getting our bird peaks out real quick. It's going to be a 179. It's not on this invoice. UA. This is for the 100 microampere. Let's look right here on the other invoice. $182. Okay. 182 is regular. Okay. Got a regular one right here. So I'll show you how to put a peak kit in now. What's up, Luis? Or Luis Cruz Mendoza. So we got the digital and we've got the analog. You can see them both right here. This is how they're both set up. I don't have the best light in my shop in this specific angle for these type of meters. But I normally would set these up higher, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we're working on these right here. I'm gonna pull these 3 screws out the front. I'm gonna drop this back plate off. Throw that away. Pull this back plate off right here. Leave it on this side. Let's grab some parts. Need to switch y'all. These will not work the way they are originally, so don't try to hook one of these up just the way it is. I'm just going to be honest with you, it's not going to work for you. So keep in mind they have to be modified, and then yeah, they have to be modified. I need a flathead real quick. Where's one at? This is entirely too large, but whatever. We'll use it. It's entirely too big of a flathead screwdriver. Ah, what a pain. So, this is coming off. Scoot this forward real quick. All right, there we go. Hold this in place. Gotcha. Nice and tight. Tight. Mud Duck 77, Mexico. Copy that. Bird 43 in this box. Small. Yeah, definitely a lot smaller. Easier to deal with. Alright, so. Copy the radio bands are horrible today. That sucks. To be honest, I haven't messed around for a little while. So we'll see. Alright. So we will get our handy dandy little wheat. So it's definitely going to be smaller than, so it's going to be it should be our 8. Let's see if I got it over here. I put them all up. This is a random 11. Put that one back in place. It's 11/32, our 9 mil. Mostly fits, but does not completely fit, so we'll take that one back off. We'll grab our other one over here. Another 9 mil. I need to, my 8 mil is going to be down here lower or something. There it is. That's the correct one. 10's not the right size. 3/8 is pretty dang close. So now, get our little ratchet going. I'm not going to be putting this on anything right now. I wonder how the weather, oh gosh, 40 is just static. I wonder how, what's the temperature down there in Mexico City, Mud Duck? Mud Duck 77, that is. I'm kind of curious because today, temperature-wise, it's a 60 as a high and 41 as a low. So I'm kind of curious what the temperature is over that way. Alright, I have another option for you guys. I guess I hadn't showed you guys yet. Something pretty cool that I'm putting together. I built a custom box. So if you guys would like this, I guess I need to start offering it. This is if you guys can't see it, a USB-C hookup for the other bird peak kits with the peak kit on the side. So I have an option for those also. I will be releasing that soon. So I think that'd be pretty cool. If I haven't, I don't have anything. My whole bench is tore apart right now. I ain't even able to monitor right now. Dutch on the 766, yeah. Alrighty, so this has got to get cut out. The way I'm going to set it up, it's going to be the 8. That's what it should be. Yep, this one right here. Yeah, I'd have to turn something. No, it looks like, well, I got my whole bench unhooked, so I can't tell. I got another toy. I haven't powered it on yet. It's just something else to listen and monitor with. If you guys hadn't got a chance to see it, I picked it up the other day at the swap meet. I'll have it hooked up soon enough. Get this one. Get off there. There we go. Let go. Let go. Alright, so we don't want to go too far on the back. We want to measure how far this is going to read up. So let's get our caliper. Do some measurements real quick. So from the center of the hole to the edge of the back plate, the middle of the back plate, that should be around 6 millimeters. So if I was to make a measurement, it's going to be something like this right here. So now got that one tiny spot. Open this up. Zero that bugger out. It's good enough. Absolute tightest I can go is about 12.7 mil. So I'm going to bump it up to 13 mil just to be extra safe. That's as close as I can get over here. Now we will do another test real quick. Something like that. Should be pretty close. Between these two ranges right here. Take a look real quick. See if we got enough to go with it. One there. All right. Now I've got to figure something out. There we go. I can do it that way. Pretty much like that. That's where it's all gonna have to go. I can probably scoot it up. So this is my rear option. As far as a front option, they're so close, it's ridiculous. We know where the edge of this mark is. So if we centered to this, right? What do you guys think? Towards the back or right here? That's my two options. Whoops. Sorry. Boop, boop, boop. Let me check TikTok, see where your camera view is. Probably in a bad spot, but whatever. No, you guys can see fine on TikTok. I was just being rude to YouTube and Facebook, unfortunately. All right. Let's pop some holes right here. So now let's line these up where they're dead on right with each other. So we'll drop this exactly one hole, punch hole size. Hit in the same exact spot. All right, let's drill our holes. Uh-oh. We got a bunch more of these too, thank God. I love having extra tools because when you bump something and drop something like that, sometimes it's devastating. And you're like, man. Might have to put those things back at some point. We'll deal with that later though. Let's grab another part. We got a whole drawer full of these. Yep. Love, love, love having the parts that I need. That's so nice. So nice. Bump that down just a smidge. You guys can see what I'm doing. Let's make it brighter over there so you guys can see. And we'll go from there. Alright. If you guys are curious and you don't know what the heck I'm doing, I don't mind questions. It don't hurt my feelings. Let's put this big caliper away. There's the big caliper. That booger automatically comes on when you bump it. That's crazy. That's a pretty cool caliper for like the fact that it auto engages as soon as you start moving it. This one right here, I can turn it off and I can move it up and down and it don't auto engage. Interesting. Let's measure you. 7/32. 7/32. And this one's going to be 11/64. 7/32, 7/32, 11/64. In case you guys ever wanted to know, that's the sizes that you're going to need to be able to drill these holes out. If you're going to drill them out accurately. Now, you can go up higher if you want. But I've got, hopefully, what I need right here sitting in front of me. That's one size too large. There's one. Let me get my other bit set right here. $11/64 right there. So I'll have to use two different drill bits, but that'll work just fine. This is a little overkill for what size drill bit I'm doing, but whatever. Alright. So put this aside, get it out of our way. Let's do a small deburr on this just because this is going here. pretty. Next one's you. Try to be super slow with it because I don't want to hit that board back behind here. Time for a deburr. Now, the way I knock out the stuff on the inside threads is kind of weird. I do it like this. Uh-oh, gotta be careful. I just about got my beard. Alright, deburr's done. Now, alright, I'm not going to be so prideful. We're going to bump it up just the next size up. Let's figure out what the caliper is. We're going to go up 1/64 of an inch and go from there. Because I tried to go 11/64. 3/16 is what it's got to be on that one. Might be a little loose, but I can't really. There's my 3/16 over here. There's my 3/16. So I'm going to bump it out just a smidge. Worst case scenario, I have to put some glue on it. Ever so slightly to 3/16. 1/64 of an inch difference, guys. See what this does. Just barely, but a little bit more to go. Just going around a little bit, wallering it out just ever so slightly. There we go. That's enough. Now it's holding it. that'll be a pain. Let's line this up. Gotta go over just a smidge. So, what are we gonna use? What do you think, guys? I need, as far as width-wise, exactly for size-wise. Probably should have did this before. Not exactly. I don't have to have exactly 14 mils, but all right, got a mark on each. We need to measure this one out. From center, lead around 1 millimeter on each side. So I need 1 millimeter here and 1 millimeter over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a custom tool out of my handy dandy setup over here. This tool's kind of loud, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. So sorry for the noise. I don't know how good the noise canceling is going to be. I doubt it's going to be very good. So if your volume is loud, turn it down for a moment. So what I should have did right before I finished is I should have measured the width. I need around 14.1 millimeters of spacing to get that, to make sure it's wide enough. Because there's a little bit of slop in this design, this layout right here, and I should have measured the width before I drilled my holes. But that's my fault. So now I got to go 1 millimeter wide on each side. So now maybe that's enough. We'll see in just a moment. So let's get this, grab a battery real quick. They're all over here. Alright. Should be like this. The way it's laid out. This first. Did we go wide enough? We did. That did it for us. So now I'll back this off. I'll put this lock washer in place right here. Back this one off. Throw this lock washer in place right here. All right. All right. She is engaged. Peak is on. Peak is off. Oh, excuse me. Peak is on. Peak is off. 2x, 5x, 1x. This can be run external or internal. So now you have an aftermarket setup right here. So you got peak and average and analog over here, and you got average only over here. And then we can look at this setup right here. This is the new setup. You got analog only over here. You got average. You got peak. You got 2x. You got 4x on this one. This has got 1x, 2x, 5x. This has got 2x and 4x. And this is the new setup, the way it's set up right here. So that's how it's set up right there. We got some stuff to get done. Cool. So now I got more to do. What else do I got left to do? Let's look at my list. I've got dots on all my orders. That'll get shipped out tomorrow. We're working on this one right now. We're not done with it, but we've got it well underway. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man, for sure. You can see the digital and you can see the analog side by side. Let's zoom it out real quick so you can see. Try not to put anybody's... It ain't like I got addresses on there, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Then set these all up so you guys can see. Ta-da-da! So average setup right here with an aftermarket peak kit. Average setup right here for reflect, and then with a digital peak kit right here. So that is the difference between the two. This has it all built into the menus. We can change all our settings. We can change our elements and all that other stuff. This one right here just has some flip switches. So this one right here is getting underway. This one right here is done. This one needs to be done tomorrow. This one needs to be shipped out today. I can do that later. This one's waiting until tomorrow. I've got to build some sample on for 1, 2, 3 different meters, and that'll be done. This one needs to be shipped out ASAP. Oh man, I messed something. I need to message him and apologize. This one needs to be shipped out today. So I'll ship this one out today. This one will ship out on Monday. This one is also going to ship out. Let me read. 1x digital, 1x analog. That's cool. That's just 2 of them. All right, and then this one's right here. So last connection we've got to finish for the day is not actually even on. It is on this list, but it's something else. It's not going to be anything bird. What's up, Steven? Waving a hand, man. Yeah, we're working on all kinds of stuff today. We're working with the digital birds right here and the analog bird. But I got another fun project that we're working on too. And I got to get it wrapped up real quick. So, anybody who hasn't dealt with this stuff before, it might be a little bit of a shell shock to you. Anybody who has, You're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've seen that stuff before. Oh, there's you some coax right there to run to your bird meter set up right there. There's your 7/16 DIN right there. And there's you the LC that one runs. And then, of course, you got your little RG400 jumper right there, side by side with the RG218. There's a slight difference between the two, right? You can kind of see there's a little bit difference in diameter. So today is the day that we have to spend a little bit of time somebody was asking me how flexible RG218 is. This stuff is actually pretty flexible. I'm not crazy surprised, but a little bit surprised. Let's zoom out the camera so let you guys see what I'm doing. So we're bumping. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I'll show you guys in just a moment. Let's bump this down real quick. Let's bump that forward. Can't really see what I'm doing too much, but I'm wrapping up some coax right down here. And you guys on Facebook can see it just fine. This is where we get into our old school tactics right here. So I did this for years. Wrapped up spools of coax. $11,252. 251. All right, so 252 right there. Is it going to start from that point right there? It should be. So I guess I should start from the 0. 834. All right, 253. 11,253. Let me write that number down. 11,253. 11,253. Let's write it on another piece of paper. Oh, whatever. Just write it up here. 11,253. And we're doing. I see it right there. 11,253 minus 6. 11,157. 11,157. We're looking for 11,157. 11,157. 11,157 is what we're looking for, guys. Y'all ready? So let's wrap this up. This is something I had to do quite a lot. Spool these things up and get them shipped out all over the place. So RG218, I would say, would spool down a bit smaller than 7/8. From all the 7/8 I wrapped up, I couldn't get it this small. It's pretty smooth. No real big deal. Trying to get 218 this small. I used to use whole spools of coax, of black tape on 1 5/8 wrapping it up. Alright, not a lot to be said when you're wrapping this stuff up, but it's not too awful bad. Let's just say that much. Definitely not the worst coax I've ever had to wrap up. Pull this up. Again, anybody who's not familiar with this stuff would probably wonder why the heck I'm struggling. But anybody who has, I'd say, like I said, it's going pretty well. All right. All right, I'm looking for a specific number, guys. We got 50-something foot to go. So plenty more to keep on wrapping. So once the spool starts getting so big, I'm going to have to start doing something, which is choosing how I'm going to wrap it next. But let's get this wrapped up real quick. Next. The most expensive coax I've ever shipped was $360, but that was the very limit of what UPS could ship, and I've shipped freight for. But actually, no, I shipped freight for like $520 something. This coax right here, by the time I have it wrapped up, probably will cost about $60 to $80 to ship. So, price-wise, nah, it's pretty cheap in comparison for what it is. This wire's like $12, $13 a foot. So, definitely could be worse. Alright, let's take a look real quick. See what length we're at. Alright, so let's just get my eyeballs down there so I can look. Let's read. We're at 1179. I think we need to be at 1157. I think that's what our measurement was. $11.57. A little bit to go, nothing crazy. It's getting heavier. I'm doing something a little extra. I've got to make the This is going actually pretty well, to be quite honest with you guys. Get that to go a little bit looser. Scoot that further down. Then we can tighten that up. There we go. Since we made it all the way to the top of the spool, we can now moderately safely wrap up the coax. Now let's flip it up and take an eyeball on it. A little bit of unfortunate news, but still very good news. We gotta go, ouch. We got to knock a little bit of length up back off of this. We wrapped it just one wrap too many. The way I'll do that is the same way I put it on. $11.55, $11.56. So I'm gonna give $11.57. So $11.57 is right there. So just to confirm, $11,252. Measure this out from 252. Not enough daylight. $11,253. $11,253 minus 96. $11,253 minus 11,157. And we got our mark right here for 11,157. Not trying to hide it from you guys. I know, right? Mess you up a little bit. It's 11,157. Close though. Alright. So now, to wrap this up properly, I'll put this over on the end. And get it wrapped. Alright, that's a heavy spool, but nothing crazy. Let's see what the end of the connector looks like right there. And then I gotta do the other side. So now from here, there's enough extra. That should be enough tail, it'll be fine. I think I did a pretty good job wrapping this thing without having a spool. You can see how good my lines are. Not perfect, I got a little gap right there. But for hand spooling, not too bad, not too bad. I'm a little rusty. Okay, now the job from here is to finish this connector right here. All right. Da da da. All right, this customer, I'm waiting on a part for. They'll probably ship out on Monday. I've got to finish the split feed for them. I'll have that done here in just a little bit. But yeah, very, very happy with this. It worked out. Everything worked out great. Oh, good there. That's pulled great. All right. Well, we're gonna call it an evening. It ain't too awful late, but we've got too much stuff left to do. I've got multiple things to ship out. I think I can ship right now. I've got to get several things ordered. I need to make a list. This is almost done, very, very close. ways to go on that one. That's done. That'll be done tomorrow. That's done. That one's done. That one's done. That one's also done. So yeah, that's 5 different things finished. That's pretty nice. That's a very good list. And this one, and this one, and the other one is well underway. So very, very happy with that. Great news. Good day. Everything came out good. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're doing RG218 where we're doing some bird meters today. And that was what we did today. I've got to, like I said, finish up the split feed on this one. And then we will talk more about the rest of it afterward. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. If you need anything, give me a shout. Issued. Whatever. TikTok keeps telling me I can't do my stuff. All right, see you guys. See you later.